This is Spam Jam Podcast by First Line Software.
So, welcome to Spam Jam powered by First Line Software. Welcome to our new episode regarding emerging opportunities in generative AI. I would like to welcome our special guest, an addition, Operating Director Konstantin. Konstantin, welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me here. I'm really glad to be here.
Yes, we're happy to have you. So let's dive right in. Generative AI is making waves across the various industries. Can you start by explaining the generative AI to us and why has it become so significant globally?
I think we are not diving into the details about how it works, and a lot of people are thinking it's kind of the magic. Fortunately, it is not. It's actually pure science. And let's briefly try and to understand. Like GenAI, it's generative AI. So it's AI which generates something. It could be like the most popular for now, it's like text, like chat or communication approaches. But it's actually much more around. So for now, you could generate the images, video, and you could generate text. You could recognize the speech and all of these things, giving us really great experience and really great, new features which we need to adopt, which we need to adjust. How it's working, it's actually prediction models. And they are not doing anything except like they have general knowledges. So somebody trained the big model, general model, and they just put all the knowledges they decided to put there, and the model compressed that. And using those knowledges to actually create the next, at the very, very low level, it's just a letter. But it kind of evolving, and each letter creates and space created, and at the end it's sentence, or it's a word, it's sentence, it's paragraph, and all of these things. Actually, it's trying to predict what the best future second or next letter you need to kind of put. And for us, it's kind of behavior. Okay, this is kind of magic. It's kind of generate the word, sentence, and all this stuff. For images, for speech, it's almost the same, but if you would like to learn more, I think the whole YouTube is full with so many examples, and people are kind of dedicating their time to express it more. But why it's started to be waving, why it's on hype right now? Because it actually gives us much more opportunities, right? So before you need to kind of Google, learn, whatever, like read, spend some time around, proof, and probably at the end resulting with the same thing, but with much more spend the time.
It's amazing.
Watch new things gives us, of course, with some, it's not only benefiting. You still need to proof check. You still need to be aware it could hallucinate and it could give you wrong answers. But the time you are receiving information much more faster from my point of view. And this gives us more new opportunities.
No, that's really great, incredible. And with these advancements, we are also seeing emergence of new professions. Could you please tell us some about these new roles that are developing because of the generative AI?
Of course. Probably the first statement I need to do, we are in FLS doing a lot of stuff around GenAI. So we are creating our internal tools to try to kind of somehow empower our employees. We are creating proof of concept for our clients. And actually, we've done a lot already. And reference to this experience, what I kind of crafted inside my mind about the new professions. First of all, the solution which are using GenAI under the hood, like if we are using as a technology inside itself, they need to be created a bit different. So not as a previous generation of the application we used to create. So that's why it's kind of creating new spheres, new roles, which we need to inject into this new approach. The first one is actually, from my point of view, is AI architecture. So the person who understands how it's working in general, what the new modern technologies and techniques you need to or you could apply for this particular issue or problem. And for such a person, you just need to be always on top of learning of what market is bringing to us as a technologies on this field.
Constantly educating, yeah.
Yeah. The second one is something we started to call prompt engineers. It's a person who actually developing their skills to translate instructions to GenAI and to LLMs especially, which is large language models, which in most cases are used as a core of the applications.
Backbone.
And to instruct that, you just need to, create the proper instructions, the prompt itself. Yeah? And prompt engineers were trying to learn how to do it the best. And the thing is, actually, you're probably aware, it's plenty of different models available on the market. And the trick is you could use general patterns, but you still need to learn some aspect of the model. Like we have a traditional development cycle, like developers with different languages, different technologies, something similar here. Yeah. So, and better you are describing, better you're creating prompt, better results you will achieve. Yep.
Sounds really amazing. I mean, this new role sounds really challenging and exciting. What do you think are the skills the individuals need to succeed in these emerging professions?
Yeah, but first let's jump back.
Oh, because
it wasn't the whole set of the roles from my perspective.
Yes,
the third and probably at this stage, one of the important ones is something which you could somehow connect it with previous reincarnation of QAs. Yeah, so you need to do evaluation of the model. So those patterns, word techniques actually was nested from traditional MLOps techniques. So because GenAI-based solution, we are following not deterministic approach, which means if you are putting the same input, you are not always getting the same result. The techniques, how to prove it's still working, if it's still answering your issues, if it's addressing your problems, you need to kind of create the profiling, you need to kind of create monitoring, and this is additional skill set you need to develop, and this is giving for us also the new role, like evaluation engineer or something like that. Yeah, so
it's really great.
This is three the most important from my point of view, but it makes sense to mention. It doesn't mean only all of these three roles need to be working on the solution. It's still plenty of places for our modern engineers who will apply their knowledges, their skill set to build the solution. Because you still need to write the code. You still need to kind of integrate all of this stuff. You still need to kind of deliver all of these things to the production. Yep. So developers, testers, DevOps, business analytics, project managers still working on such projects, but they need to adapt, they need to learn some aspects, they need to understand how it's working in general, to adjust a bit their skill set, to be able to compile the solution at the end.
Yeah, so evolving basically together with, let's say, the traditional ones that we still have, and GenAI would be an extension, and it will evolve, and all roles basically should then evolve together with it. And if you would then go into some specific skills for the individuals, do you think is anything worth mention in order for those persons, for the people to succeed in the GenAI sphere, in this emerging profession?
I think it's not limited to only GenAI. My perspective on the current condition is everybody, I mean like literally everybody, must learn at least the part about the prompt engineering, how to kind of talk to the models in different approaches. Why? Because we already see how it's adopting, how the general technology kind of coming into all of our lives. Like the big players like Microsoft, Adobe, and the cloud providers were kind of injecting some stuff which is looks or feels like the copilots, so which helping you to achieve your goals within their products. And to be efficient using them, you still need to kind of know how to articulate all of your thoughts to this particular engine, and it's supposed to be processing that. To do it better, you need to understand how it's working under the hood, at least at the basic level. Yep. So you need to understand what is the best approach to compile the prompt itself. The prompt engineers or prompt engineering skills, from my point of view, would be the same as it was few decades ago about the skill set of using our regular PCs. Yeah, so it was some kind of, only some people are using that, only they even put it into their CVs. I'm good computer, whatever skills, I have a skill set to work with the computer. So now I think it will be similar. So you will need to highlight, you know how to, at least on the basic ground, use it. And the same for the bigger picture. You need to be aware about basics, like what the limitations, what the potential issues it could be with non-deterministic, solutions. Yep. So you need to be aware it could hallucinate. So it means you need to proof check somehow some facts, or at least you need to check the results. And those things, they literally, from my point of view, must be done, must be learned by everybody.
Okay, great. Those are excellent suggestions for those who are listening to us and want to take something out of it. How do these roles, in your mind, interact with the traditional professions? What changes can we expect in this workplace dynamics?
First of all, probably we need to understand, for a while, it will be two different streams. The first one is creating solutions which are using GenAI. So this is the completely new sphere where you need to apply all the roles I mentioned. So the new roles. You just need to build that. You need to kind of have such skills. And the second one is traditional application solutions. They still will be developing. Not all of them will integrate some of the features. Some of them will never integrate that. So the skill set of people who is used to work would be for some period of time still usable. So or will be requested from the market. But on this field, what you could do, you could try to leverage GenAI toolset to increase your performance, to empower yourself in your role, and it's a bit different. So if you're talking about the building the GenAI-based solutions, so you need to learn hard, and unfortunately, you need to jump into the loop. You need to feel, you need to live through, and this is only one way. Actually, for the second part, it is as well, but it's much more easier. So you could just open GPT, type something, try to solve together with it some kind of tasks, and you will learn through, you will understand how more efficiently use it.
Great. So each of us, basically, it's coming. So if we do not evolve with it, it will, eat us. So with this generative AI in general evolving rapidly, what do you see as the future impact on the job market?
Sorry, I'm not sure I answered your question. So the question was about the correlation, the current roles,
in the workplace dynamics.
The new one. So as I mentioned, for instance, like the AI architect. It's similar for we having like enterprise or solution architect. Most probably the majority of the people who is using their skill set to create the architecture for traditional solutions. Some of them who will learn the basics and going deeper will become like AI architects or AI solution architects. Some aspects will be learned, but this is, from my point of view, the closest one to the what we're having right now. For the prompt engineers, I think the most suitable role from where you will more succeeding to grow into this thing, it will be business analytics and QAs. So because you're already kind of partially doing that. You are learning through the requirements. You are trying to understand the customers' requirements. You are trying to kind of rephrase it and pass the different stages. The last one, like the evaluation, it's naturally kind of connected with QAs, and even in our practice, so what we are trying to learn our QAs to adopt and know how to do evaluations. So how to adopt your skill set for this, and the QA is the most fit from my point of view for this thing.
It's great. Thank you for coming back to it to give us the clarity on how it can impact the workplace dynamics. I think a lot of people are interested in generally in this area because it's hard to imagine how it would shape the world around our daily jobs and so on. So if you allow me, I would like to continue with the other question. And once again, sorry for interrupting and allowing you to go through, but I think we still have some time for to get into it. So in your opinion, what do you see as the future impact on the job market with this new profession becoming mainstream?
I'm expecting actually a lot, not from the job market perspective only, but in general, I think it will somehow change all of our habits or what we used to do. As a most understandable example, which I'm usually referring to, is like conversationals, like we are doing. English not a native language for me, either for you.
No, either for me.
Yeah. So and we built one of the solution internally where you could just run the application, which in real time having the speech and loud conversation with you on some topics which you could just follow. Yep. So, and this is only one step ahead before we will have some kind of, as in movies, translator devices or some kind of this. Yeah. And even this small aspect will change a lot the whole potential, the global situation.
Yeah.
Because if it won't be the case, the barrier, the knowledge of the particular skill set as a language to step into the market, potentially it will give more people stepping into the market. Yeah? So more concurrency and all of this stuff. And this is only a small example which we could mention. But the scariest part of the GenAI and the hype around that is it's evolving really rapidly. Yep. So, and I am waking up with some kind of a bit of shake. What's new coming this week, this morning, because the things are changing really fast. And I couldn't predict how it will be, but it will for sure change our lives. So, and most probably it will be much more easy for us. For job market, so those who will be more adaptive, who will integrate it in their life faster, probably will benefit more.
Okay, the future certainly looks promising and challenging, I have to say. And what do you think, in general, the future holds for the GenAI, let's say, in time span of a couple of years, next 5 years? In your mind, in your idea, from your point of view?
Yeah, I think I couldn't imagine actually, because all the time I'm trying to because what I expected, let's say in the 5 years, most probably will be available already in a year. So or something like that. And uncovering those things will give us more opportunities. Like we even could see one of the limitations we are having like now is the power, the GPU power we need to run, and what people are doing. We are from both sides trying to increase. The power is increasing, and the requirements for having conversations, consumption and so is decreasing, which kind of working from both sides give us much more, the benefits or much more results. And it's kind of progressing really rapidly. So it means 5 years, it's hopefully it will be something similar what we're having right now, but it could be a case. It will be significantly changed.
I can imagine that this must be really hard to predict, because what we could have predicted 5 years ago, we are actually quite ahead, I would say so. I wouldn't imagine the scale of how fast the AI coming in, taking over and, evolving. And it seems that we really have to evolve with it if we don't want to stay behind. And this really gives a great opportunity for the future, and really also good for us to dive into GenAI in itself, because I feel that there is a huge opportunity laying down the line. And Thanks.
Yeah, but it also could be a case like everybody talking, it could be only hype. I don't believe in that. I think it will
likewise.
change somehow. Yep. So because it's similar what we had, like the previous, it's not the same as a bubble with .NET bubble. Yep. So
Of
it's
course.
.com bubble. Yep. So from my point of view, it changed just because you could feel it, you could try it, and it's accessible already, like literally.
Okay, thank you. Before we wrap up, is there anything in particular you would like to share to our listeners about the global adaptation of GenAI?
I would like to inspire the people try it, and not just try it to fill some kind of gaps. Do not be scared about that. It's actually simple enough, and the only way you will kind of polish your skill sets with it if you will try it somehow, if you will try to adopt it to your life. And what I am trying to do for everybody, I'm trying to inspire. Just seek for tools, and it could be really great help to you. It could be easier just doing some, stuff you don't like to do, or it could really empower and increase your efficiency, whatever role you are having. So the only one thing I would like to spread is inspiration. Please try. If it will fail, you will just lose some of the time, but probably will have some fun. If it will be evolving, you will be benefit out of that.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for this inspiring comment. It's definitely coming, so we should be prepared, even though when some of us might feel like, okay, we're not really uncomfortable in this area or whatever, but at least educate ourselves to know like the basics in and outs, and maybe actually just learning by the basics could move the needle, let's say, and the people could get more enthusiastic and very happy about it, and then can jump into it. So thank you very much, Konstantin, for sharing your insights, expertise with us today. It's been truly enlightening discussion, so thank you for that. Thank you to our listeners of the Spam Jam episode. Please, if you like it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and catch you in the next one.
This is Spam Jam Podcast by First Line Software.